Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the Missy Money channel. I'm Missy, I'm a mom of three and the owner of Missy Money, a small business that specializes in minimalist and aesthetic cash stuffing essentials to help inspire and motivate you on your personal finance and budgeting journey. Today I'm going to be doing a cash condensing of my savings challenges and sinking funds. So if you're interested in learning more, stay tuned. All right, guys, it is time for a cash condensing, and I'm really excited about this one because I know I have got a lot of envelopes that could definitely use a condensing, and probably a lot of money that's going to be going to the bank. So I am going to be condensing a couple of savings challenges, my rolling savings challenges, and then I will also be condensing my sinking funds as well. So before we dive in, for those of you that are new to the channel, I just want to take a moment to kind of explain what a cash condensing is. So cash condensing is the process of going through your cash envelopes and switching out the lower denomination bills for higher denominations and placeholders. So a placeholder is exactly what it sounds like. I'll show you kind of the ones that I use for my shop, but it is a slip that is representative of cash that is in that envelope. The reason that we use placeholders is because it enables us to still hold that amount of cash in the envelope, but have that cash sitting in the bank, ideally in a savings fund that can be earning interest and therefore creating more cash for you. So I like using placeholder bills because it kind of, keeps the amount of cash that I'm keeping in my actual binders pretty well to a minimum. And but yet I can still use the power of the cash stuffing system and still treat that money that's sitting in the bank like it is cash and not touch it until I'm ready to spend that envelope and the contents of that envelope. So that is the idea of placeholder bills. Again, I treat them just like cash. It's just representing money that's sitting in the bank tied to that envelope. So that's the idea of cash condensings. And for this cash condensing, I am going to start by going ahead and condensing my Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. Magical Vacation is one that I have chosen to kind of condense along the way. So I'll give you kind of a starting profile of all the cash that's in this binder. There is a lot for us to condense down. And normally I actually start with starting cash. So I'll grab usually, I don't know, $1,000 or $1,500 in 100s to start my cash condensing. But I decided not to do that today. You can see my cash tray is empty because I knew I was going to be condensing this challenge. And I knew I had a lot of 100s in my other savings challenge that I could go ahead and use as my starting cash. So I am just noticed like a little hole punch. So I am going to go ahead and condense down my other savings challenge. And then this will effectively be some good starting cash for us. So I am going to start, I've got a placeholder in here, a $1,000 placeholder, and I'm going to go ahead and start condensing this challenge by giving this account. So let's see what we've got in here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So $2,600 in other, which is awesome. That is so much saved up for this challenge, plus a $1,000 placeholder that's already in there. So I am going to go ahead and get a $2,000 placeholder and a $500 placeholder from the side here. So I will have $3,500 in placeholders, meaning that I will have $3,500 sitting in the bank tied to this challenge. And then I'll need to keep $100 here since that total cash was $2,600 and I don't want to lose track of that $100. So all of that will go into the envelope, and then this will, like I said, be amazing starting cash for me. Let's make sure I've got enough slots in here. So 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, 1s. Perfect. All right. And that will be great starting cash for me for the rest of this condensing. So that is a huge condensing done. And like I said, I knew I was going to start with that one. So I flipped all the way to the back of this binder, but now we will just go ahead and go in order. Airfare was already condensed down. Packing, I don't think there's anything I'm going to be able to do. It's just a 50 and a 5, so I'll just go ahead and flip through that. Pre-trip prep is the same thing. It is already a 50. I only have $50 in there, so I'm not going to touch that one, but accommodations I will definitely be able to condense. So let's go ahead. I've got my tracker, $1,000 placeholder in there already, and then the first thing I'm going to do is just organize my cash here. And this one was already well organized. So let's see how much we've got. So 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 450, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, $700. Perfect. So I'm going to keep the $200. I'm going to pull a $500 placeholder over, and then I'm going to put the rest of this into my cash tray here. Just wanted to double check that. Perfect. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so that means accommodations is now up to $1,500, $700. So $1,700 in accommodations, which is awesome. That is a $200 challenge, or $2,000 challenge total. So most of the way through that one, which is great. All right, transportation. Let's see. I don't think there's anything I can do in this one. It's just a 50 and a 5, so nothing to do there. Some of these smaller challenges, now that I've got the bigger ones almost taken care of, will go really fast. All right, food and drinks. Food and drinks I definitely can condense here. So first, let's organize the cash on this one. Got some 100s, some 5s, and a 10. All right, let's see what we got. So food and drinks now has 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, what did I do? 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. Oh no, I was so close to being able, let's count it one more time just in case. 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. So close. All right, guys, I'm going to do something. Hold on 1 second. All right, so I just pulled out my wallet, my weekly wallet, and it will absolutely kill me to not be able to do a $500 placeholder on this one. So I am coming to my miscellaneous envelope. I've got $16 left in my miscellaneous envelope. I'm going to pull the 5 out of there to be able to get this one where I want it to be. So let me just close my wallet. That will take me to $500 in food and drinks. I need to fill in. Give me 1 second. I need to fill in. Oh, you know what? This is a $15 challenge. I have to take the 10 from that too. I'm really going rogue here, guys. I'm just taking the 10 that was also in my miscellaneous envelope as well. Because that way I can fill in a symbol and I'm going to cross that $500 mark. So now I need to recount it. I think it's going to be 510, but let's just double check that. So 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 500, 510. Perfect. So I will keep a 10 in here. The rest of this is going to go into my cash tray. My OCD feels much better about that. And then we will pull a $500 placeholder over. I thought this was going to be a quicker condensing, but so far, not so much. All right, let me just mark that one down. All right, there we go. Tickets. Tickets, I should also be able to condense down. Already got a $1,000 placeholder in there. Let's see if there's anything we can do on this one. Probably not a lot, but we will see. Okay, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 200. So we will pull 2 100s and can put the rest of this into the cash tray. We've got $1,200 saved up for tickets, so that one's in a good spot as well. That was a $1,500 challenge total, so we've got the bulk of that one done as well. All right, entertainment. Let's see if there's anything we can do on this one. Nope, just $130, so nothing we can do there. Activities. 120, so nothing we can do there. I think the same is going to be true for spending. So we'll check. Yep, just a 50 and a 70, nothing we can do there. Pretty sure I have not contributed to souvenirs in a while, so we can just, oops. Check that one, yep, a 20 and a 5, nothing to do there. Emergency. Oh, I will be able to condense this one. All right, so I've got $100 in emergency. I'm just gonna swap this all out for a $100 bill. All right, pet care is just a 20 and a 5, so nothing we can do there. Miscellaneous has one single $10 bill, and then we already touched others. So you can compare the new profile to the old profile on this binder, way better. And that is it for the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. All right, let's jump into the Holiday Savings Challenge. So, well, I'll give you a starting profile of this one too. I always think that those are super satisfying to see the before and after. So that's a starting. Let's go ahead and go through this one, starting with Celebrate. So Celebrate is fully funded. I should have $750 in here, so let's double check that. 150, 250, 350, 450, 550, 600, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 700, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 750. I'm going to keep a $50 bill, a $100 bill, grab another $100 bill, and then grab a $500 placeholder. And then the rest of this we will pop into the cash tray. All right, so Celebrate is fully funded at $750, so that will just stay in there and wait for it to be spent. All right, Halloween. Halloween we should also be able to condense down. Let's see what we've got. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 30. Whoa, guys. I thought that this was organized, but it was not. Need to check that in these. All right, Halloween, take two. 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 80, 90, 95, 300. So we have $300. I'm just going to go ahead and do three $100 bills for that. We save up $500 for Halloween just because we do both a family costume and the school costumes for the kids. And man, school costumes are, I mean, costumes in general are not cheap. So we'll probably have more than we need for that, but I'd rather it be that way than the other way. So, all right, lesson learned. Let's organize our cash first, huh? See what we've got saved for Thanksgiving and if we can condense it down. All right, so we have got 50, 70, 90, 100, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So 150. So I'll keep the 50. Add a $100 bill. All right. Good shape there. And Christmas. Let's see if we can do anything for Christmas. So we already have $1,000 placeholder in Christmas. organize all this out. Let's see what we can condense. Mostly 20s here, so I think we'll be able to do something. Let's see what we've got. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60, 80, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 10, 20, 520. So we are going to keep a 20. You're going to grab a $500 placeholder, and then the rest of this will go into the cash tray here. So we have got $1,520 saved up for Christmas. Which is more than 3/4 of the way to our goal. All right, New Year's. I cannot, oh, actually I can, I lied. It's not much, but I can swap the 2 5s for a 10. So we'll do that, you know. Every little bit helps. Big game I have not started saving yet. Valentine's Day, I think I've got a bunch of singles in here, but we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can actually, I'm going to take the crinkled ones and we'll keep the 3 best ones. How's that? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll swap that for a 5. And then St. Patrick's Day, I think I've got 5 singles as well, so we'll swap those for a 5. All right. I don't think any of those are started, so that is our ending profile on that one. Way better. And that's it for the Holiday Savings Challenge. All right, guys, into long-term sinking funds. So let's go ahead and just tackle these one by one here. So our emergency has 100, 200, 250, 300, 350, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 20, 40, 60, 80, 600. So I will keep a $100 bill, put the rest of this into the tray here, getting a lot of 20s saved up, and then I just want to mark this down so I know where it's coming from. And we will pop a $500 placeholder into emergency. Insurance. Insurance has 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200. So I am going to swap all of this for 2 $100 bills. Perfect. Much better. Oh, guys, I forgot to give you the, oh, you can see. There's still a lot in there. That's an almost beginning profile. All right, home. Home has 100, 200, 300, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 450, 470, 490, 510, 530, 550, 570, 590, 610, 630, 650, 670, 690, $700. So I will keep 2 $100 bills there. Some of these bills are gnarly. I'm excited to take these back. All right. And then we'll grab a $500 placeholder here. We are bringing a ton back to the bank this week. That is great. All right, let's check out car. Car already has a $500 placeholder. Let's see what else we've got in here. 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 205. I'm just gonna double check that, guys, because that's a weird amount. 50, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 205. Okay. So I'm losing my marbles, but we finally got it. Okay, $205. We're gonna put the rest of this into the cash tray. Why that one gave me such a hard time. All right, and then total with the placeholder, we have got $705 in car, which is great. Subscriptions. Subscriptions has 100, 200, 300, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 500, 5, 10, 15, 20. So we will take a 20. Put the rest of this into the cash tray here. And then I need to go get another $500 placeholder, so give me 1 second for that. All right, $500 into subscriptions. And then we are moving on to annual passes. So annual passes has 100, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 250. So I'm going to keep the 50, the 100. We'll pull another 100, and then the rest of this can go in here. All right. All right, let's see what we have in birthdays. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 205. Let's double check that. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 205. Okay. Sorry, some of these that are just a weird number, guys, I just want to triple check. So I will keep one of the 5s. Let's keep a nice one. We'll do that one. And then we will have $200 for that. St. Jude, I do not need to condense because I unstuff that almost every month. All right, so I kind of showed you the profile, but so much better on this one. And last, short-term sinking funds. I don't think I'm gonna do a ton in here because I like to have some flexibility in here, but let's just see what we've got. Maybe we'll do a little bit. All right, shopping. Shopping has 50, 100, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 160. So I think I'll do a 50, a 10. I'm actually gonna do just 2 50s and a 10, just because shopping I do pull from fairly frequently, and sometimes the amounts of my purchases are not quite $100, so just give myself flexibility for those unstuffings. All right, clothing. Clothing has 100, 150, 170, 190, 95, 200. So I'm just gonna take the 2 20s and the 2 5s and swap that for a 50. Date night has 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And I will swap that for a 50. Family fun has 100, 150, 170, 190, so nothing we can do there. Self-care has 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10. So we'll keep a 10, and then we can do 2 50s. Lola and Luna. Lola and Luna have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 510. So I will do, I'm going to completely swap these out, and I think I'm going to do, we'll do 100, 2 50s, and a 10. Gifts have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20. So I will keep one of the nice 20s, and then we'll grab 2 50s as our swap. School only has $20 in it, so I won't touch that. And then Oops has 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 140, 145, 150. So I'll keep the 50. And then I'll pull 2 more 50s. So it's got 150. All right, and that's it for my short-term sinking funds. All right, guys, so next up is going to be counting this giant pile of cash here. I am going to go ahead and count it all up, and as I go, as I make piles of $1,000, I will go ahead and put those piles back into my cash tray in $1,000 increments so we can get it all counted up. This is a really big stack, so I think I am going to go ahead and split it into 2 piles just to be able to hold it. So let's go ahead and get started counting. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1,000. 100, 200, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's $2,000. 50, 150, 250, 350, 450, 550, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700, 20, 40, 60, 80, 800, 20, 40, 60, 80, 900, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. All right, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 20, 40, 60, 87, 20, 40, 60, 88, 20, 40, 60, 89, 20, 40, 60, 80, 1,000. Pull that up just so you can see it. All right, let's keep going. 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 300, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 500, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 600, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 700. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 800, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 900, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 1,000. So we have total in a cash tray here, $6,000. And I'll just kind of show that to you in piles again. So 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. And that is what I was expecting. So when I look back on the placeholder bills that I put into envelopes, I put $2,500 of placeholders into my other savings challenge for my Magical Vacation Savings Challenge or cruise fare, $500 into accommodations in the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge, $500 into food and drink in the Magical Vacation Savings Challenge. Then I put $500 into Celebrate in my Holidays Savings Challenge and $500 into Christmas in that Savings Challenge as well. Then I put $500 into my emergency sinking fund, a $500 placeholder into my home sinking fund, and $500 placeholder into subscriptions. So total, I placed $6,000 of placeholder bills into my savings challenges and sinking funds, which is why I've got $6,000 cash here, because remember, I did not have any starting cash, so I don't need to account for that. So I've got $6,000 going to the bank, which is an amazing feeling. Again, all of this represents cash that is sitting in my cash envelopes, so it will just sit in my bank account, in my savings account, and accrue interest until I am ready to spend out of those cash envelopes. And at that point, I will get the cash back out, put it in my cash envelope, and go ahead and spend it. So that is all for this cash condensing. If you're new to my channel, I hope it was helpful. If this was the first time you've seen me do a cash condensing, and if you have been around the channel for a while, I hope that this was at least entertaining. Cash condensings are one of my favorite videos, probably my favorite kind of video to film, to be honest, because it is just so dang rewarding to see all the progress that I have made, and to see this all go into savings and know that this is ready to spend when I need to spend it out of any of those envelopes that it's allocated to. So for those of you that are on your own personal finance journey, as always, I want to take the time to say I wish you a simple budget, a calm mind, and a happy life. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you in the next one.